And I saw a beast rising out of the sea, with 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 diadems on its horns and blasphemous names on its heads. The word beast is the transliteration therion, which Strong's defines as a small but dangerous animal. This correlates with the fact that the beast which John saw was like a leopard, its feet were like a bear's, and its mouth was like a lion's mouth. 3 animal-like characteristics describe the beast. 3 is the number of a complete witness. A leopard will not act like a bear, nor a bear like a lion. It is not their nature. Hence, the presence of these 3 characteristics tell us that beast denotes the nature of this entity. And what is this nature? It is the carnal nature, the mind that is set on the flesh. For a leopard, bear, and lion know no other realm than the physical realm, the realm of flesh. The beast has 7 heads, but numbers in the Bible always have a spiritual meaning. 7 speaks of fullness and manifestation. Our word heads is defined by Strong's as the head as the part most readily taken hold of, literal or figurative. This speaks of the countenance, as well as the eyes, ears, nose, and mouth, or vision, hearing, smell, and speech. More specifically, and in keeping with Romans 8:6, it speaks of the mind. Please consider. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that make haste to run to evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. While the beast denotes the carnal nature, the heads of the beast reflect the manifestation of this nature, as described in Proverbs 6. Note that the first 5 characteristics named make up the whole person, head to feet. The 6th characteristic reveals what this person is, while the 7th, what this person does. In its simplest form, what a person is and does sums up all that they are. This brings us to the following. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes, and pride in possessions, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. The NIV renders pride in possessions as the boasting of what he has and does, agreeing with our passages from Proverbs 6. It is my opinion that the desires of the flesh and eyes are corrupted by the 3rd element of pride, where pride is the inordinate love of the self. The beast with 7 heads also has 10 horns, suggesting a few possible perspectives. In Scripture, horns denote power, including defensiveness and aggression. Since horns are an extension of the heads, then they are essentially one with the heads. Regarding the spiritual meaning of 10, Jones tells us 10 is the number of divine order being reestablished one way or another through the judgment of the law as pictured by the 10 Commandments. And again, 10 is the number that portrays that time of judgment when men either receive reward or come under divine judgment. One way or another, the law must be fulfilled and the divine order reestablished. Despite the increase of carnality in our time, God is still sovereign, and His law is present to regulate our carnal actions. The time of judgment which Jones speaks about correlates with the 1 hour in Revelation 17:12, which Revelation 14:7 calls the hour of his judgment. Finally, we cannot address the 7 heads of the beast without bringing in the following passages. This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman is seated. They are also 7 kings, 5 of whom have fallen. One is, the other has not yet come. And when he does come, he must remain only a little while. As we see, the angel tells John, the 7 heads are 7 mountains, and they are also 7 kings. Might this be a reference to the kings of the earth, spoken of 9 times in Revelation? I believe it is. Jones tells us that 9 speaks of God's visitation, while Bullinger tells us that 9 is the number of finality and judgment. Might this correlate with the 1 hour or hour of his judgment? There are 7 kings, and again, we must consider the spiritual meaning of this number as denoting fullness and manifestation. Just as the 7 characteristics in Proverbs 6 define the one carnal nature that resides in all of us, the same can be said for the 7 kings, which are but one king. Please consider. The beast that you saw was and is not, and will ascend out of the bottomless pit. Then the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star from heaven which had fallen to the earth, and the key of the bottomless pit was given to him. He opened the bottomless pit. They have his king over them, the angel of the abyss. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in the Greek he has the name Apollyon. Revelation 17:8 tells us that the beast ascends out of the bottomless pit. In Revelation 9, we see the opening of this pit and a king over that which comes out of it. And the king over them? It is the angel or spirit and message of the abyss or bottomless pit called Abaddon and or Apollyon. The 7 kings are summed up in the one king, which is the spirit and message of carnality, which brings destruction. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. What did the angel tell John? In keeping with Proverbs 16, 5 are fallen. I believe that the bottomless pit is another representation of the carnal nature and mind and its devastating effect in our lives. Our word bottomless is defined by Strong's as depthless, while pit is defined as a hole in the ground, dug for obtaining or holding water or other purposes. That is, a cistern or well. Brought together, our definitions agree with the fact that the beast rises out of the sea in Revelation 13:1. This shows that the sea also typifies the carnal nature and mind of humankind. But the wicked are like the tossing sea, for it cannot be quiet, and its waters toss up mire and dirt. There is no peace, says my God, for the wicked,